G'day, hi, and welcome. All right. Sorry. Got a fly. How did I get a fly in the eye in the house? Anyway, okay, here it is. Let's go out in the sun and look at this because this is a pretty. I got to be careful because I put the sound post back in and hopefully I got it in the same spot. What's up, Gazoo? What's up? What's up? Where are you off to? What? What's up? See, what do you think? Do you approve? You don't care. Don't you dare go eat the dog food, eh? You wouldn't do anything like that, would you? You're not even thinking about that, are you? You're not going to go, what are you doing? Hey, want to help me string up my violin? No. Anyway, he's not much help, so the hell with him. The hell with him. We're going to go outside. Oh, I got to keep my dog locked in. Sorry, Goof. Yeah, I got to lock you in. She's in doggy prison because my dad's got the tractor out and he doesn't want her to follow. So, and I got Missy. I don't know if you guys can see her way down there in the garden. Probably up to no good, eating little frogs and stuff and moles and mice and all that. Missy! Missy! Little scientific fact. Cats have 32 muscles in their ears that they can ignore you with. Oh, check out the little hummingbird. Hi, little hummingbird. Check out my violin. I didn't even play it yet, so why are you scared? Anyway. So, here we go. Here's my 1920 Prokop violin. And we're going to have a look at that, in the sun. Try to get the shade off of it so you can really see it. I hope the camera's really picking that up. I got to clean the back a bit there, but it was refinished by a guy named Brett at it's called the Violin Shop on Rochester Street in Ottawa. That's where I picked this thing up. And pretty much looking just like it is, minus the chin rest and the sound post and the pegs. So the gap didn't quite. The glue's too thick. The glue is too thick. We'll just say that. So the gap didn't quite close up the way I wanted. And it's not been a month yet since I've redone this, but I am going to attempt to restring it. Let's look at that, eh? Oh, this thing is beautiful. And it sounds as brilliant. It really does. But I don't know if it's going to hold. My hunch is that it's going to fold up on me as soon as I get it up to pitch. That's what happened last time. But there we go. I've got it repaired. And the next time, I started looking at Gorilla. There, my poor baby. You locked inside. I'll pet you with my knee. Yeah, I'm gonna pet you with my knee. There's the girl. Very hard to pet you with my knee. That's your liking, your highness. Oh, you're gonna knock me over. There we go. Anyway, dog tax paid for today. What was I gonna say? Yeah. So anyway, I was going to here, I'll get some good bad lighting here. And I was going to, what was I going to say? You think a man would remember what he was going to say when he's going to make a video. What was it? Anyway, yeah, glue. So I used the Lepage's, not the white glue, but the clear glue stick in the heat gun. I think the first time I put it together, I didn't have enough heat. Now, when I cleaned everything up, the joint was a lot better. Now, mind you, that the fingerboard's probably going to come in a bit more once I get the bridge on it and the tension and all that. But last time, it did the same thing too. So I think the glue is so thick, even though it's heated up and everything like that, it bonded good. Like, I mean, it stuck right away and it was almost like dry instantly. So that was good. And it seems like it's a fairly tough joint, but we will know once we get the strings on it. What'll happen? Last time I just started playing, it's like whole scroll and everything started heading towards me. And yeah, it was like, yeah, it's just like catastrophic failure really quick, or it's like just that slow kind of, you see all that good work you did? And detuning in 3, 2, 1. Boom. All 4 strings just slacking off. But that happens. That happens. I mean, this is a 1920 machine. The glue being thick as it is, it seems to have created a bit of a gap, and that's why I think I got so much gap here. But it also looks like it came down again, I guess maybe as the glue tightened up and whatever. Because it's more like a rubbery type of glue than a thin glue. And with hide glue and fish glue, which usually is used in violins, especially the old violins like this, they would definitely have used a more natural glue. It gets heated up, I believe, to 68 degrees Fahrenheit or Celsius. No, it has to be Fahrenheit. And or centigrade. Yeah, whatever. Anyway, 68 is what I read at one point. And that's hot enough to make it bond, right? And then once it bonds, it also dries quickly, but it also gets into the wood pores and holds better. But it also allows you to be able to reheat that wood, and if you ever have to take the violin apart, that's why I didn't use like the white Lepage's glue or the Aylmer glue, the white stuff or the yellow stuff there, because that stuff is stronger than the wood itself once it dries. And if you ever have to take it apart, you ain't taking that apart. You will break. The joint won't break. It'll break around the joint. And anybody that's ever worked with a lot of wood glue, you know what I'm talking about, where it would actually leave the bonded part and break behind the bonded part. Like the glue holds so strong, it's almost impossible to take it apart. And that would basically, if you ever had to take the top off or whatever, you wouldn't be able to do it. And because you wouldn't be able to do it without damaging it so heavily, your violin would be no more good, right? So then the other option is, I've been seeing years ago. I used to work with build balsa wood airplanes, and you had 10 minute, 15 minutes, 10 minute, 5 minute, 1 minute, 2 minute, and then like 50 down to glue that would dry, contact glue that would dry in like 15 seconds. And that allowed you to build a remote control airplane really, really quickly. I never had a remote control airplane. Even at 46 years old, I still want one. It was like a toy I've wanted. I've always been fascinated. I want a real airplane, you know. But I would love to have like an extra 300S. That would be cool, or Giles 300, or the Sequoia 26MX, newest version of that. Yeah, sure. But we're talking about violins right now. But when I would build that stuff like that, glue would hold pretty strong. And then I remember I got a tube of, it was a clear glue. It was fairly clear. It had a bit of a brown tinge to it when it dried, but it was slow drying. I think that stuff was hide glue or fish glue, but it needed to be heated up, and I didn't know that. But I used it. I remember it just took a day to dry, and it was like, my God, my wing's sitting there, and I got like a kind of a jig set up, and the wing's sitting there, and I'm waiting for you. Like, you can't touch it. The glue's gonna, the longer it takes to dry, the more vulnerable these things are, right? Because you bump it or something, something starts to warp or whatever, and then all of a sudden when it dries, your spars are all kind of screwed up or whatever. So you want fast drying glue. That's the word. Yeah, glue. Okay, so you want fast drying glue. Now, when you get the fast drying glue, that's great and dandy and all. Because, and then you can pick how fast you want it to dry, because then it cures really quick. And some of the stuff is like, it's basically contact cement, just clear contact cement. To the point where if you use this glue on plastics, it'll actually eat through the plastics. Because I used some of it on my model cars when I was a kid. And model airplanes, like plastic model airplanes, not just the balsa ones. Here, I'll try it on that. And it's like, oh wow, I finished this model in 15 minutes. I cut back 15 minutes later. It's all like freaking discombobulated and melted because of the glue. So strong and so powerful. It's like, wow, if that, that stuff's going to hold. But it was expensive. I mean, we're talking back in the 1980s, 1990s. This stuff was like 10, 15 bucks a bottle. And the bottles were like little, but you could do like a little bottle like that. You could build like 3 6 scale sized model like full. It's like building a full a full airplane, like a normal airplane, but just scaled down 5 times. which is like a 5-6 foot wingspan. With a little tube like that, just a draw. You didn't have to like saturate the thing. It held so well. And I was thinking about that. Now, Gorilla Glue, I'm not sponsored by them or anything, but if it works, this will be a good, then they owe me, you know what I mean? But they've got a clear glue that's out, and I think it's the same type of glue, and it's very readily available. You don't just have to go to a hobby shop to pick it up. Now, the wood glue and the hide glue, I can get the ingredients for it, but I don't have the proper heating mechanism for it, which is a little. You can use anything, but yeah, you'd have to get a thermometer in there to make sure you would be able to do this. Something I've always wanted was a steam bender for wood, and the little heating cup there for the hide glue and stuff like that. And you can reheat it and reuse it and stuff like that. So that's good until you use it up. But the thing about it is that the idea is that if the other glue right in the tube, bang, use it, and you don't have, you only need a small one, transparent glue, because I did try contact cement before, but it didn't work on this. It didn't bond properly. But maybe that stuff would. So I'll go buy a bottle of it. It's probably going to be about $5 or whatever. Maybe it'd be under $10, and you could use it for multiple things. And the good thing about it is it's transparent, so it's not going to leave a big drape over it that you have to, like the white Elmer's glue. That stuff always, And if it holds just as good, then it's just as good. Now the only problem is if it holds too good, how do you take it? How do you get it apart if you have to work on it? So I'm gonna have to do some research on it. But that might be what I might do.